Good morning. Good morning. So excited that you're here. If you're chiming in right now, listening live, or if you're listening on the replay, just go in the comments really quick. Take a moment and just say hi. Welcome to this. This video is all about the blocks that we do that doesn't allow us to achieve abundance, to have more money. Why is it that we want something, we pull out our energy into it, and no matter what, if you're a business owner, whether you're in a career, whether you're a chiropractor, why is it that there's this one thing that happens every single time that when you want to get something, when you want to experience something, when you want to have this, right? Maybe doubling your profits within a year, 6 months, 3 months, well, maybe a happier marriage, a better physical body, sharper mindset, whatever that is. There's some reasons why we do not achieve that. There's this block that is created, and actually we're creating it, but the thing is we don't know we are. And so when you have a block in anything in life, it creates resistance. And when I say a block and resistance, I want you to think of like traffic on an expressway. Right? If there's a block on a lane, it's going to back traffic up, and then it's going to spread across, and it's going to slow down the flow. This flow is what the cars are actually the things that you are looking to achieve in your life. And so when we have blocks, this stops or slows down the manifestation process or the alignment to what it is you desire. Now, why is this so critically important? Because this is the highest level. This is the energetic level. This is the super conscious level. And so when you have blocks at that level, it does not matter what you do underneath. It doesn't matter how much you focus on your thoughts and where you are. It doesn't matter how much you're doing. That's the conscious brain, because you're going to hit the road. You're going to hit a block. No matter how hard you go, it's just going to be a slow pace. But there are ways to change that. There are ways to double your income within a 3-6 month process. These are things I do working with chiropractors and entrepreneurs. It's not hard to do. So it's understanding this one simple thing. Most of the time, what we think we need is actually lack. So when I talk to an entrepreneur or a chiropractor and we look at their revenue and we look at where they are in their life and where they want to go, what's the goal, why is that important, and so forth, they'll tell me where they are and then where they want to go. Where they want to go is obviously in their mind. They already know I'm not there. Okay. Now, when you want something in your life, may it be a new fancy house or a luxury car or whatever that is, you're coming from a place of lack, a place of you don't having it already. See, our mind and the way we've been trained in culture and society is that you have to have, do, be, right? You have to have something, then you do it, and then you'll be that person, right? I don't look rich unless I have a fancy house and car. No, you can be rich first and then do what rich people do, then you'll have what rich people have. And so it's understanding that every time you're seeking something, it's coming from lack. It's coming from a place, it could be low self-worth. These are some deeper emotional stuff that you need to look at, but these are some aspects of where in our lives, this is where we when we want to get something, and the feelings you get is like, man, I'm doing everything I can, I don't get it. Or you hire a consultant, you go through an online course, you're listening to a podcast, and you're doing everything they tell you to do, and yet you keep hitting a wall. You keep hitting this wall that doesn't allow you to blow up, to thrive, to get to those next levels. You're like, I hear people doing it, but it's not happening for me. I just don't get it. Why? Or you learn about the law of attraction. This is things I learned years ago or working with people on this, how they don't believe it. And the thing is because, again, the law of attraction or manifestation or being in alignment doesn't work for you because you're coming from a place of lack. So like for chiropractors, even for entrepreneurs, it's the same thing. They'll go out and get something that they've been told is going to help them in their business, help their patients, make more money, all those kind of things. And then all of a sudden, what ends up happening is, 2 to 3 months, thumbs up, everything's good. But then why does it stop? Why does it go back to the standard? Why does it flow down back to what they were doing just before? Now they just added an expense. A lot of times, again, it's coming from the mentality of lack, thinking that you have to do things outside yourself. And most of the time, we get stuck into the doing, like robots, instead of actually understanding this kind of principle. So if this is resonating with you and you're like, man, I like what I'm hearing right now, please put an amen in the comments for me, so I know that I'm jiving with you here and I'm really sharing some good, valuable content for you. And so, but that's kind of what I've experienced, throughout my time too, and interviewing tons of people on this, where it comes to those principles of lack. And so one of the main things is understanding how to break that process, right? That's going to be the big question for you. And that's a whole massive different discussion. But it's one of the understanding, though, that realizing that when you're really looking at something, I want you to think of it like a kid who's like, oh my God, this will be everything to me. And you put all your eggs in one basket and you just put so much pressure on that, you're actually creating a resistance because you think you don't have it already within. And so the principles are you have to have the bead you have, or you have to understand that you are already, sometimes, I work with clients, and a lot of times when I'm working with them, we don't really add anything into their process. We just work with what they've been doing. And all of a sudden, once we clear some stuff up there and use what they've been doing, all of a sudden they're up 50%, 60%, 80% in profits. It's just crazy how simple things can be. It's not crazy to me, but for them it is, because they're like, oh my God, I can't believe how this is happening. And so these are little things that we work on to really make a massive difference, and then we start to train the being side that you don't need a lot of things. You don't need those type of stuff, but it's okay to want, but don't come from a place of lack. Don't come from a place of I don't have this. And don't come from a place of like, oh, well, if I have that, then I would have all this other stuff because then I can do this and be that. And it's against the way universal laws work. It's against the way life works. And when you're going against something, against nature, sometimes I like to call it, it's then all of a sudden you're creating resistance and it's becoming harder. And now it becomes a roadblock. It's a block now. And so you're just going to keep doing this all the time. And it's going to take 2, 3, 5, 10x more energy and focus and concentration to try to break through that barrier, to double your profits, to make more money, to level up in your business, to make a massive impact in your community, to be, to have the success of what success means to you. It's going to be different than that perspective. So the key thing is when you're looking at sitting down and looking at what you want, understand that don't look at things and say, well, I don't have this, so that's what I want to have. Because the first thought you had was a lack mentality. That is going to be the biggest game changer. And when I'm working with clients, and when I work with clients on these kind of things, it's amazing how things flip the switch. And when we flip that switch, all of a sudden things become easier because it's the path of least resistance, it's the path of least effort. So it's the least amount of work that we do to get the greatest gain. And this is where doubling profits and so much kind of happens. So if you're liking what I'm sharing, put 100, put 100 down in the bottom of the comments there, put some fire emojis, whatever you like, put your favorite emoji that makes you say, let's freaking go. But that's the kind of concept of what we can do to help you double your profits. It's just understanding, stop coming from a lack mentality. Stop thinking that if you have this, then I would make more. Or if I had that, then I would do this, because you're thinking outside yourself. You got to be with yourself. Who are you? Where do you be? All your resources are here. So you just have to know how to have someone know how to extrapolate that out, those resources out, so then you can utilize them. So then you can do what you love to do or constantly do to have what it is that you desire. It's as simple as that. And if you're looking to, like when I work with clients, this is what we do, doubling profits in less than 6 months. If that's something that resonates with you, comment below hi. And so I know that you're interested in learning more about that. So I appreciate you being on, tuning in. And as always, make it a freaking amazing day.